Welcome back to the Christian Women's Health Collective podcast. We are so happy to be back. We took 2 weeks off so that we could spend some time with family and enjoy some of the summer. And as you saw in the last podcast, we are focused on rest this month. So we are going to share some tips on rest with you today. But before we get started with this podcast, we just wanted to remind you to be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know every single time we put out a new video. And without further ado, let's start talking about rest.
What about you, Sheri?
I was just thinking about what you were saying, and the animal thing is definitely, that is one way to get that. We just took care of an animal that would not have let me rest. So, but our cat, I mean, it is like supposed to, with your animals, that's actually just very therapeutic also, is our animals. So that's a double there with, getting the rest and actually the animal therapy from that. But I think I said before that I'm not the best of rest people. I don't take naps. I never have been a nap person. But what I have been doing, I do live in Florida, in Central Florida, and I think it was last summer for my birthday, I asked for one of those really nice, real thick foam floats for the pool. And so I will, on Saturday and Sunday, I will go out and spend about an hour just laying on the float and floating in the pool. And we have like a nice little waterfall. One of the jets we've taken, and it's got just a pipe that the water comes out of it, and it makes a really nice waterfall. And so it's very relaxing, and it's something I intentionally do. I love to be out in the sun anyway and in the water. But the other side, I was just thinking about it, you can't really have like your phone or headphones or anything because you're in the water, basically. Or, if I fall asleep, it would be probably fall in the water. And I have fallen asleep on the raft. So for me, that is really therapeutic for me. And so that's an intentional time that I take on the weekends to rest. So, outside. But usually.
That just sounds so relaxing as you're talking about it. Like, oh, laying cool. So I'm a goer too. And I guess for some reason in my mind, I had it that if you rested, you were lazy, or that, if I lay down and rest, there's something wrong with me. I'm not getting something done. I'm missing something. And that bothered me. And so I had to actually put a system in place. And one of them, so we did put the Sunday in place, where Sunday is just the day. It didn't actually start out as a day of rest, though. It started out more of, this is my day, because I wanted like a Zach day and a God day. And that's how, and then it was like, oh, I need this day. So the more that I kind of stepped into it, the more I needed it. But then outside of Sunday, I had to get intentional. And part of it was developing list. And the other part was setting bedtimes and then wake times, because otherwise I'll just work all night. I'll just keep going, and then I'll want to sleep all day. And then it's, I don't have enough time. But one thing that I kind of have learned is, yes, we do need it. It's okay to have it, but also our bodies benefit from it, and our brain becomes more productive from it. And just the way that we feel, the way that we think, our productivity, it really changes. And what I'm finding is it gives my brain time to relax and be creative and to think of things that I probably would have never given myself time to think about, because I'm so go, go, go. So I think that's been my encouragement, is I don't want to miss what's, the world is trying to tell me, or what God is trying to tell me, because I'm so busy going. And I like to see what I can think of. I know that sounds kind of crazy when you think about it in certain ways, but the time that we give our brain to rest, I think it kind of recalibrates what's going to happen the remainder of the week or even the remainder of the month. And then also just the power of looking at, okay, I need to rest versus what really has to be done, and kind of marking that off of your list and making yourself a priority is a really big thing. So that's a little bit about the way I've kind of situated it to find rest.
Rest is so important. It's so
Mhm.
important. I don't know if I shared in the training last week or if I shared in our podcast last week, but I'm reading a book that is called Why We Sleep. And there was a study done that it was a college age student study, and they had these people come in and take this test, and in the test they had to do facial recognition, and they had 100 of them. And then they had a group that went and played video games and did what they would normally do, and another group that went and took a 3-hour nap. And then they brought them back together hours later and had them take another test with the same facial recognition, not the same people, but the same type of test. And they found that the people who rested actually did substantially better. And that's a very clear sign that we need to take time to rest. So in the training, we're going to talk more about why we decided that this was so important for us, what the potential ailments were, or whatever the cause was that made us decide that we needed to really take some more time out. I have a feeling that a lot of it's going to be around God, but there could be more to it. So I encourage you to join us in the group. Also, if you're not in our group, please let us know in the comment section below what it is that you do to get your rest during the day, because we can all take ideas from everybody. Other than that, if you are not a part of our membership group, we encourage you to join at $7 a month. We're trying to help 1,000 women this month, and you can help us with that. In the meantime, please
Like,
subscribe,
Share.
and click that notification bell so you get notified every time we put out a new podcast. We will see you next time.
In the sky, don't let me fall